Let's get another transfer rater into the book, shall we?
Here we go.
Full start. Mason Holgate to Manchester City, namely because he's Everton's best defender.
Yeah, I mean, and City are out there looking for every defender, you know, with the problems they've had. I don't see that happening, do you?
They probably offer John Stones in return, right?
Back to Everton, lad. No, I think when City go for defenders now, with all respect, they're going to be fishing in a different pond.
Yeah.
They're at a different. They're buying from a different market. They're going to be really looking for the top guys, I think, and he's not quite in that bracket.
And Carlo in the summer will be saying, "You can't take him out of the way. I need 4 new defenders." Kepa to leave Chelsea, dropped obviously.
I'm going to say yes. Clearly, if Lampard is staying, and I've not heard anything to suggest otherwise, he's made it clear to the board and to him, really, that he wants him out, and that's what we're hearing from some of the journalists back in the UK. That I won't speculate, but there are certain aspects of this goalkeeper that Lampard is not happy with. The big question is Chelsea will absolutely want the biggest chunk of the money they spent from back, and that is the concern for the board and the club, that they don't want to take a 30-40 million hit on him just to get him out. So it's a little bit difficult, but I'm going to say the way it is at the moment, yes.
Right, back to La Liga, you think?
Just out, yeah.
Where you might be rated a bit higher?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, to get as much of that money back as possible. Kalidou Koulibaly to PSG. He's been sort of struggling with a bit of injury this year. Napoli, of course, turning the ship around at the moment. He's arguably their prize asset.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan, great defender. But I'm going to say no because I think there'll be other suitors. And the reason I say no PSG, because if he's clever and he's looking at PSG and all the sort of egotistical problems that are going on there, and it's starting to flare up again between any manager, it could be Thomas Tuchel, it could have been Unai Emery before, it could be anybody. Trying to control this group of players is difficult, and I think there'll be an exit of Mbappe, Neymar, and all these top players. I think will leave. Certainly within the next 18 months, maybe within the next 6 months. So why then would I go there when they're going in the other direction?
Could you see it happening this summer? Because typically Aurelio De Laurentiis doesn't sell on anyone else's terms other than his own. But the time is sort of getting to that point where he's going to have to make a decision if he's still so highly rated.
Yeah, but I can see him leaving and going somewhere. Absolutely, a big club, and PSG are big. But if I'm a player and I'm looking at... and particularly if PSG get knocked out of the Champions League by Dortmund, and that's be another year where they've sort of got to the knockout and failed, and then you say to yourself, are they bringing big players in, or are they selling their best players? And I think it's common knowledge that Neymar and Mbappe certainly will go.
Yep.
So therefore they're weakened.
Lacazette to leave Arsenal.
Well, I'm going to say there's a chance for this, primarily because, you know, he's not getting a game, and Nketiah's played before him. Aubameyang's the top man. All right, even when he's playing on the left-hand side. And even though I rate this guy, I think he's a good player, I think he's a very good striker, I think he'll be saying to Arteta, listen, I'm better than sitting on the bench. I can go and do a job somewhere. And I think it's clear at the moment that he's not foremost in Arteta's plans. And so I think if we can convince... if I was Arsenal, I'd want to keep him as a quality striker who's going to add to the squad, but it's hard to convince guys of his stature to stay and sit on the bench. So I'm going to say, yeah, probably going to leave.
He's obviously one of their more valuable players as well. They might be able to use the money from. David De Gea to leave Manchester United.
No, I'm going to say no. The ship has steadied a little bit at Man United. He signed a new deal, I believe. He hasn't been in the greatest form the last, say, 12 months, maybe 18 months, but we know he's a very good goalkeeper. And he'll be hoping that the tide is turning for Manchester United. It's starting to see it a little bit with the Fernandes signing, some better results. Still a long way to go. But no, I think if he was going to leave, it would have probably happened 18 months ago. So I'm going to say no.
Okay, Kepa to go, De Gea to stay.
Yeah.
And a few others besides. Let us know what you think of Craig's analysis on these, and let us know who you think could be moving, the big names, come the summer.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.